Hi, welcome to Stupid Fast RC. Today I'm going to do a quick video in answer to a couple of people who've said to me, hey, my Nitro won't start. So I've got a couple of quick tips, a couple of things for you to have a look at, and here we go. Okay, I'm going to start by assuming that your motor is not completely stuffed. By that I mean there's an example of I don't know if you can see that, but there's pitting in the top of that cylinder. It actually has a mechanical problem. Some of these engines here like this are just simply worn out, but you can tell by rotating the motor. Will it turn? Does it feel really stiff? One of the reasons it can feel really stiff, it might be flooded. We're going to check that in a second. So the first thing I think you need to do is take the glow plug out. Okay, I'll show you how to do that. One of the things that we're going to want to do here is make sure that I'm guessing that your radio works. In this case, it doesn't. We're completely flat. In this case here, I've got a rechargeable battery. I'm not going to charge this battery near the car while I'm mucking around with fuel, so I'm actually going to take the battery right away from the car so that we don't mix fuel and electric sparks. Okay, we're good to go. Battery's up and running, so you can see that the throttle's going in and out. We're good. The next thing is, this car's been standing around for a long time. You might be able to see that there's actually a bit of fuel sitting in the pipe just as it passes this little gate here that's locked up. We don't want that fuel to go into the carburetor because the fuel sits there and turns into a bit of a gel. So I'm actually going to pull that line off and flush it, and I'm going to flush it with a bit of this. This is actually really good because it's flammable and it does actually damage the engine. When I use after run oil, I actually use this as my after run oil. I'll show you that at the end of the video. And I'm going to flush it into a container over here. Hopefully most of it will go in there. Just never enough hands in this job. Okay. Alright, so that's cleared all the gunk out of that line. It's been sitting there for a while. I'll put it back on the tank. Now this tank actually should be emptied as well. I'm actually going to tip this tank out. Okay, I'm back with the tank. I'm just going to put the tank back on. That's been cleaned out. Okay, we're ready to take the glow plug out. So I'll do that. Your car should have come with a spanner that fits exactly in there. If you don't have one, you need to get one. But more importantly is getting the right spanner. If your glow plug is stuck in there, just tip it out. Make sure that you get this little washer. Don't lose that washer, it's a seal. Now, I don't know, there are lots of different sorts of glow plug igniters. This one here is a particularly good one because it's got a little dial on the back, and that will tell you whether or not the glow plug's making a circuit, and that will tell you also if there's enough power in your battery. So a lot of your problems are going to be solved right here by having one of these. The power's a bit borderline on that one, so that's more about the battery being flat than the actual glow plug itself not working. It is forming a circuit, but we're not actually getting a very good glow in there. It should be bright orange. Now, you can see the glow on that. I've had a chance to charge the battery, and that is how it should look. That's a healthy glow. If you've got a JTO 3.3 or something that has one of these kind of starters, you're either going to have to use this or plug in the glow plug and rest it on the cylinder head at the same time as putting this in and cranking it over. You'll see that. You may or may not have seen that. Okay, I'm not sure if you've got the right angle there. Okay, so that'll glow when that's resting, but it's got to be on the cylinder. If you put it on the exhaust pipe here, it's not going to glow because there's rubber all around that exhaust pipe and it's not going to make a circuit. Alright, back to our Savage X. We've got a glow plug that works. The next step is the fuel. We've emptied the fuel lines out, we've emptied the fuel out. Next thing I'm going to do is put some fresh fuel in. Helpful if I remember where I left it. Make sure this isn't stale either, and that it's the right nitro mix for your car. If you've been using it before and it worked, you're probably on the right track. If you're buying it for the first time, make sure you consult the manual. They're all a little bit different. You'll probably want to fill your tank up. I'm not going to fill mine up because I'm just going to give this a run and then I'm going to drain it out and store it again. Okay. Now, make sure all your lines are connected after you've taken your tank out, if that's what you did. I'm going to spray a little bit of CRC into the actual carburetor itself, mainly just to make sure that there's no dirty old fuel in there. Okay, I'm going to crank this engine now, just to blow out. If you were trying to start your car and it didn't start, then it's possibly flooded. So one way to get rid of the fuel is to crank it over. I'm going to put a bit of rag over the top of the cylinder head so I don't get an eyeful of nitro, because that really stings. Okay. Alright, that's completely dry in there. So that tells me that there was no fuel going through. One of the things I'm going to do is put a little bit of CRC down inside this block, just to lubricate it a bit because it is so dry. I don't want to be running this completely dry. We now know that we've got the fuel lines are clean, and we know that the glow plug works. I'm going to put the glow plug back in, but I may have to take it out again if it doesn't start. The reason for this is I want to be able to prime fuel through to the carburetor, and I can't do that while the glow plug is out, because it's just not going to suck the fuel through. There's a couple of ways I can get the fuel through. I could just pull this line here and blow it through, or I could use the engine to suck it through. One of the reasons for using the engine to suck it through is then I then know that it's working. Okay, I don't know if you saw that then, but when I did that and I held my finger over the exhaust pipe, I actually saw fuel come up out of the tank, follow this line around and go into the carburetor. So I actually know there's now fuel in the lines all the whole way through, and I didn't run that for, as soon as it got to the carburetor, I stopped, because I don't want to flood it. If I flood it and it fills the engine full of fuel, the piston is going to hydraulic. That means that the fluid is incompressible, and instead of the engine starting, the piston will come up to the top and stop, and you'll bend the crank. You don't want to do that, especially if you've got a lot of fluid in there. It will totally bend the crank, and that'll wreck your crankshaft. I'm going to try and start it now, hoping that there's just a trace of fuel in there. Let's just make sure that we've got control of the car, and we don't. That was a good check. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. Aha, right. So we do have throttle, we do have steering, and it's on a block, right? So if this does start, it's not going to run away from me, because it's likely to start because it may, the fuel may be too rich, it may only get a little bit of fuel, it may just go nuts. If it does that, two things. I don't want it to run away, and I want to be able to stop it. Now, I've got a rubber stop on the bottom here, so I can just pinch that. If you don't have a rubber stop, you should get one of these. This just fits in the end of the exhaust pipe. If it's running crazy, just put it in the end of the exhaust pipe and that'll stop the car from running. Okay, let's see what we do. Let's see how this goes. Okay, I'm going to try and put some more fuel into it. As I'm doing that, I can see bubbles going through the pipe. I'm just going to do a little bit more because I don't think there's any fuel in there. Okay, so that says to me that it's got a little bit of fuel and it's very, very close to starting. We need to make sure that this glow plug is getting a good connection, so that's why I've got my hand on top of it. Okay, one more. Okay, well that's running and we've set off the smoke alarm. So you may have noticed, apart from the smoke, you may have noticed that I wound the needle valve out about half a turn. When I was revving it up and it was starving for fuel, you could hear it going, and that was partly because it was cold, but also because for whatever reason that it wasn't getting enough fuel, and you don't want to run it like that because it will seize up if there's not enough fuel in it. So I wound it out a little bit. The other thing that you might want to get is a temperature gauge and a fan. The temperature gauge is so that you know that you're not running it too hot. You want to have that on hand even when you're running it out outside as well. I might wait for the smoke to clear. If your car still has problems after you've done all that stuff, you need to make sure that your needle valve's at the right factory settings. You may find that it's kind of firing up but it's not running, and it's either got too much fuel or too little fuel. If it's not got enough, you can actually prime some in by just dropping some in the cylinder head. I would only drop in a few drops and then run it with the rotor start to actually blow out the excess fuel. I'll show you how that works in a second. I'm going to run some after run oil through here, which is in this case WD-40. I'll show you how to do that, and this is the same method that you'll use for priming it, because except you'll use fuel. Now let me just take that out of there. You would just drop a few drops of fuel, make sure that the piston's in the down position. Oh, and don't forget to get the little washer out. Now you'll need your rag, your rotor start, and you'll just want to blow out the excess fuel like that. Okay, so there's nothing coming out of there at all, so I'm actually going to put a little bit more oil in there. Oh. Always make sure there's no sand around the top of the piston before you do this. You don't want any sand getting inside. The best way to do that, if you've got a compressor with an attachment like that, blow the sand out before you start. I didn't do it because it was clean when I put it away. Okay, so that's how you would basically moisten the piston if you were going to start it and you were still having trouble with the fuel not getting through, and then you'd have to make sure that your carburetor adjustments are right. That should get you going. If the engine was going before you put it away and it was all okay, that should get you going again. If there's something more serious wrong with it, then it's going to obviously require a lot more work than what I've gone into here. But this is how you put the after run oil in, and then you just put the glow plug back in. make sure you've turned the power off. Okay, in this case it's off. Just like a slight turn in there. You don't want to make that too tight either. You don't want to strip those out. And that's pretty much it. It's ready to pack away. I hope you found this useful. I'll see you next time on Stupid Fast RC.